Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. In this lesson, we'll continue to work on Clementi's Sonatina, Opus 36, number 1, second movement. Mr. Hoffman, what's an opus?
I thought Opus was that funny penguin with a bow tie.
You may be right, Chef, but in music, an opus is a collection of compositions by a composer published in a book. The word opus comes from Latin, and opus literally means work. I suppose it does take a lot of work to compose an entire collection of music. For sure. So opus is a pretty good name for one of these music books. Back in the classical era, composers were super boring with naming their compositions. They would write a beautiful piece, which you would think they would title something like Moonlight on the Mountains. But no, they'd call almost every single piece for piano the same thing, sonata. And the next one, they composed sonata. The next one, sonata. Oh, this one's a little shorter. Let's call it sonatina. Clementi wrote dozens of sonatas and sonatinas, and since we don't have unique names for them, the only good way to keep track of them is by using opus numbers. Opus 36 means it was Clementi's 36th book of music that he published. The next book he published after that was his Opus 37. And then each piece in the book gets its own number too. The first piece in Opus 36 is called Opus 36, number 1. The next piece in the same book is Opus 36, number 2, and so on. Opus 36, number 3, all the way to Opus 36, number 6, which is the last one because Clementi only composed 6 sonatinas for his Opus 36. And remember that inside each of the numbers, there are also 3 individual movements too. So now, you could have one more thing you can impress your musical friends with, your knowledge of opus numbers.
Yes, I'm working on Opus 36, number 1 by Clementi. Oh, you're studying his Opus 25? How lovely. Do invite me to your performance. Cheerio.
Now, let's check out the score of Clementi's Opus 36, number 1, second movement. Now, I'm bringing back our old analysis because I wanted to compare the left hand to the right hand and see how the chords are working together. So I'm going to give you some new boxes for the left hand today for you to analyze. I want you to compare it to what we had last time in the right hand. If I draw a line between notes, I want you to figure out the interval. So figure out the interval here, 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 and here. Pause the video and now figure out all of these boxes, figure out the chord for the boxes in the left-hand bass clef part, and any line says to figure out the interval. Pause to work on that and then press play and we'll look at it together. Okay, what'd you get for this chord? That's our F major chord, the 1 chord. And let's also try playing this on your piano. And let me show you a time-saving technique. And that is when you're learning something brand new, if you see all of these are the same chord, don't bother playing this 6 times because, you can just do it once. And if you do it as a blocked chord, then that will save you time too, because all you really need to do is figure out where your fingers go, and then the rest will be easy when we get to playing it hands together. So we're going to play this as a block chord, and that takes us all the way to here. And I just realized there are 2 chords that I wanted you to analyze, but I didn't box. So let's do these together. This one and this one. Okay, what do we have here? We have a C, an F, and an A. Can you tell me what chord we have here? First of all, you can see it's not root position because we have a 4th and a 3rd. Root position needs to be a 3rd and a 3rd. To get it to root, I can just take this C, put it on top. Now 3rd and 3rd, I know I'm in root position with an F major chord. So I just have the same chord here as here. I just went down one inversion to second inversion. That chord repeats. Now what chord do you see here? We have a C, an E, and a G. What chord is that? Well, since we have a third and a third, we know we're in root position. So that's a C major chord. Now notice we have this F major chord going all along while the right hand is also playing these notes in the F major chord. Oh, first let's practice this all as blocked chords now. Can you play this first chord? And this will save us a lot of time when we go to playing the actual notes. We're going to play these all as a block chord. So this F major chord, and then this inverted F major chord, and be sure to use the correct fingering, 5, 2, 1. And then this C major chord, 5, 3, 1. Then what did you get here? It's another F major chord, back up here in root position. And then what did you get here? This is a B flat major chord in second inversion. And hopefully you notice that there's a pattern going on with the right hand. The left hand had this F major chord, which carries on into the right hand. And then the left hand has this B flat major chord, which carries on into the right hand. Kind of makes this B flat major arpeggio. It's really beautiful. Okay, so we have that B flat major chord. And then here, you should recognize that. We've already had this. It's our F major chord. Then we have some notes here, which we'll learn in a little bit. What chord did you get here? Same chord we had up here, which we looked at together. This is our F major chord in second inversion. 5, 2, 1. Will you try to play that? Use fingers 5, 2, and 1. And then that goes to a C major chord, 5, 3, 1. And then that chord repeats. Then what interval did you get here? We've got a G going up to an F, which is a seventh. Almost an octave, but not quite. And then what chord did you get here? It's E, G, C. If I put that C on the bottom, we'll see it's a C major chord, first inversion. Try playing that. Use fingers 5, 3, 1. So we're just getting used to how all of these chords feel in our hands. And then what interval did you get from this G down to low ground G? That would be an octave, which we could call an eighth. But usually we say octave for eighths, going from G to G. And then what interval from here? This is low C to G, which is a fifth. And then G to C is a fourth. And that pattern of fifth to a fourth is very common in music. It makes a cool sound, huh? Listen. Will you try playing that with finger 5, 2, 1. Now, so I've showed you this trick of using blocked chords to save time with learning a piece. Another trick I like to use when I'm learning a new piece is I like to find the hardest section and actually learn that first. So then as I learn the other sections, it feels really easy. So it's like going all downhill from there. And to me, this part looks the trickiest with all these interesting intervals. So let's start here and measure 9 to the end, and then we'll kind of work backward as we learn the left-hand part. So what's our first note here in measure 9 for the left hand? If you said ground G, you're correct. We're on the bottom line of the bass staff, which I call ground G. We go up a seventh to F. So let's try that. Play G up to F. Then going to measure 10, we've got to shift finger 5 up to this E to play this C major first inversion chord. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a, then we've got to shift finger 2 here to this F. And trust me, these fingerings are very important. We're planning ahead here. It might feel more natural to use a finger 4, but if we do that, Then when we get to the end of measure 11, we can't reach. But if we switch to a finger 2, then when we get here, we're in really good shape for that octave. So trust the fingerings you see in your music. Sometimes they're getting you ready for something that's coming ahead. So 2 on F, G, down an octave to G. Now, we're at the end of a phrase, so we can just pick up our hand and come down to this low C, C, up a fifth to G, up a fourth, back to C. C, G, C. Now, pause the video and work on measures 9 through 12 until you feel comfortable with it. Remember to count, and we're counting triplets, so it's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. Pause the video to work on that while you count the beat, then press play to go on. Now, today, you're probably not going to tackle this hands together. You usually want to work on the right hand a little bit first, the left hand a little bit first, and get kind of comfortable with that, and then try it hands together. But I wanted to show you what this section sounds like hands together. When you're ready, you can try this. All right, so that's something to work toward in your practicing this week. Now let's back up a little bit to measure 7. What's the first note you see here in the left-hand part in measure 7? Is it a B or is it a B flat? Yes, it's a B flat because of our key signature. The flat's down on that line in the bass staff, but remember, a key signature applies to all the Bs on the staff. So it applies to this B as well. With finger 2, the note steps down, but the finger number says 1. Oh, you know how to do that. Your finger 1's going to sneak under, and then the note goes down a third, but it says finger 2. Again, we're preparing for something to come, I bet. So watch the finger numbers, and let's play these 3 notes in measure 7. 2, finger 2, finger 1, finger 2. Now your turn. Then in measure 8, we have 5, 2, 1 on this F major chord. Let's play that as a block chord. And then that goes to a C major chord, which we figured out in our analysis, right? F major chord, play it with 5, 2, 1. Going to C major chord, 5, 3, 1. Now let's play it as written in the score. In measure 8, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and then goes down to that low G. Okay? Now, pause the video, and I'd like you to work on measure 7 and 8 and stop on the first note of measure 9, and that will help connect those 2 sections. Pause to work on that, then press play to go on. Now let's listen to this section hands together. In measure 7, the right hand's playing triplets, while the left hand's playing quarter notes. Remember, you can fit 3 triplets inside 1 quarter note. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now here, the right hand's playing this dotted 8th with 16th note, which is going to go like this. We'll play together, left, left. Then the right hand's going to squeeze in that 16th note in between before you get to this next note that's played together. So in full speed, it's da, da, da. Hear that again? Bum, ba, bum. So you play this A of the right hand in between these 2 notes of the left hand. And let's play it with the correct dynamics too there, Mr. Hoffman. It's played with an accent or that forzato, and then it decrescendos to piano. Strong decrescendo quickly to piano. Okay? Now, if you want to try some of that hands together right now, you can pause the video and work on that. But if you want to work on it hands alone for a couple of days first, then try it hands together later in the week. That's okay too. It's your choice right now. So pause if you want to. Otherwise, let's keep going and back up now to measure 1. Like I said, I've saved the easiest part for last. We already saw that this is just a simple F major chord that's just going to repeat 6 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and then we come down to a second inversion F major chord, 1 and 2 and then a C major chord, back up to an F major. I think you could even tackle this hands together today. Here's the trill. Now, maybe you won't be ready to do measures 7 through 12 hands together today, but I would like you to try at least some of measures 1 through 6 hands together. The hardest part might be this trill. When you do this trill, kind of think of the trill as 16th notes. You're going to play 2 notes in the right hand for every 1 note in the left hand. Deedle, 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 da. The left hand's going bop, bop, bop. The left hand's playing 3 notes in the time the right hand gets to play 6 notes. So the right hand kind of has to go twice as fast. Deedle, 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 da, 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 da. I might just do that 100 times. The right hand's da, 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 while the left hand's doing the C major chord, and then we're going to end on the first note of measure 4. It's nice to end on the first note of the next measure, so when you're playing the whole thing together, you don't have this gap when you get to the bar line. Pause the video and let's work on that last beat of measure 3, which is the trill going into the first note of measure 4. Go really slowly if you want, and then just gradually speed it up. Eventually we'll go this fast. Okay, pause and work on that for a little bit, and then press play to go on. Okay, now I'd like to give you the opportunity to once again pause the video and practice as much as you want in this first section. Maybe it's just measures 1, 2, and 3. Maybe you're going to go all the way measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe the whole A section, and choose how much you want to how much you want to try today, hands together. Okay, mastering it may take several days, maybe even a week or 2, but I want you to get started today. So pause the video and just work on some of this hands together. Maybe it's just these first couple of measures. And while we're talking about this, which hand has the melody in measures 1, 2, and 3? Is this important? No, that is so boring, right? It's just the same chord over and over again. This should be as soft as you possibly can play it. So gentle in the left hand. The right hand is the interesting part. And kind of think of the left hand as the harp, gently playing while mom is singing a lullaby. So here's mom's beautiful voice. We hope she has a beautiful voice, right? Okay, so make sure that these chords in the left hand are so gentle and that the melody is singing out. The more you listen as you play, listen to yourself. Ask yourself, how do I sound? Is this beautiful? Is my melody singing out? Is my accompaniment soft? And try and make it as beautiful as you can. Ask yourself, is the last note of my phrase gentle? like the curly tip of a soft serve ice cream cone. That's how you'll make your playing really beautiful and exquisite. Look in measure 7. Here, you've got to start really soft. If you start too loud at the start of measure 7, there's no room to crescendo. So a good crescendo starts soft. See, that's so much more interesting to listen to. So find places to get really soft. Same thing in measure 9. The softer you start, the more exciting it is when you get to that forte. Strong here, and then so soft on that last note. Great work learning the A section of... Wait, can I try saying it?
Sure, Scuba. Go for it.
Okay. Clementi's Sonatina, Opus 36, number 1, second movement.
Wow. Nice job, Scuba. High five.
Don't worry, I'll just give you a little face bump.
Thanks to everyone for watching and learning with me, and happy practicing.
Why composers back in the classical era didn't give their compositions interesting names. That seems so boring. Sonata, sonata, sonata. It just wasn't the style back then. They just did things differently. I don't know. I mean, is that how they named their kids too? No, silly. Imagine. Oh, honey, we just had twins. What should we name them? Well, we already have their older brothers, Opus 1 and Opus 2, so let's name the twins Opus 3 number 1 and Opus 3 number 2. Perfect! From you, I'm calling that silly comment number 348. Oh, I see. So I guess we'll call this conversation Argument in E-flat, Opus 25, number 291. What? This isn't an argument. We're just... Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Ha! See? We're arguing. I give up. I'm sorry. I was just joking around. It's okay. Please accept my apology number 78. No apology needed. But you know... What? I'm pretty sure you're on apology number 79. Gotta go. Wait, don't you want to start argument Opus 25, number 292?